Hi and welcome to Blossom Talk. I'm Tashley Flo, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter. So first of all, again, thank you so much for all your tips, you guys. You're sending me so many interesting emails and DMs, and I really love reading all of it. And if I hadn't gotten back to you yet, I'm sorry. I will, I promise. You guys are just amazing, and I love to see all the support in the comment section here, and people are so respectful, and I really, really appreciate that. Today, I wanted to talk about my viral video because I've been doing a few documentaries lately. They'll be coming out soon on different platforms. I can't say that much about it right now, but I've been asked the same questions over and over again, did anything happen before that interview, especially? So I went back to watch it today, and I found this one thing from the beginning of the interview that I hadn't noticed before. So I sit down and I'm asked to slate the publication I work for, and Blake Lively is actually quite bubbly. I don't remember what was said just before that moment, but she was just like, yeah, let's go. And then I noticed that Parker Posey was rolling her eyes. Look at this.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, so Parker Posey was already rolling her eyes before we started the interview. Also, if you notice that white fluffy thing in Blake Lively's chair, that is, I think that must have been Parker Posey's dog, because if you look at her Instagram, she did have a white fluffy dog. I think it's passed. Sorry about that. It looks like my dog. But anyways, it was actually a dog, because I did see in another interview that was done that day, there was actually a dog laying there. I have only also seen one other interview posted from that junket, which I find weird. Only one. And always when you do these junkets, there's always like back-to-back interviews, and they're always put on YouTube afterwards. But in this instance, I don't know what happened. If some people didn't go home with their interviews. I know for sure that my interview was cut short. It was supposed to be 2 slots, because I did cover for 2 different outlets, meaning that you get double the time, which I didn't get. But I did get a little bit more than what I've shown you so far. I know all the conspiracy theorists out there are going to be like, I knew it. It was more to that interview. Yes, there was more to the interview. And I'm going to tell you shortly why I cut it short. But before I get into that, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Ground News. As a content creator and as a journalist, it's essential for me to have access to reliable sources and accurate information. Today, we're constantly tricked by algorithms and clickbait titles. That makes it so easy to fall down that rabbit hole and end up getting biased and untrustworthy information. That's why he thought that her version of the rooftop scene was better than his version, and he was just bending backwards for her. And here we see, this is the headline that E! News chose, which is saying that Justin Baldoni made comment on Blake Lively's boobs in 2 a.m. voice memo. So you can see how E! News framed the story, focusing on how it was Baldoni who was inappropriate here. And then you can compare it to New York Post, who's more right-leaning, and the way they actually reported on this. Their headline is saying, Justin Baldoni apologizes to Blake Lively in alleged voice note about it ends with us rooftop feud. I'm really sorry. That's a very different story than the one E! News wrote, just pointing it out. And then we have TMC, where you can see here rated as mixed factuality. They go for the more clickbait angle, saying that Justin Baldoni releases 2 a.m. voice note to Blake. I am really sorry. I just wanted to point out how all these 3 outlets are angling this same story very differently to make you guys aware of actually where and how you're getting your information and what it means. So if you want to stay informed and not manipulated, Ground News is a game changer. Not only for Hollywood, but for politics, world news, and beyond. Be a critical thinker, that I talked about so many times here on my channel. See through sensationalism and get the full picture. Go to groundnews.com/FLAA, Flo, my name, to get your 40% off the Vantage package, the subscription that I use to see through biased media coverage. Okay, so as I said, I did take a look at the video again, the raw footage I have from my interview with Blake Lively and Parker Posey. And the reason why my first version that I posted on YouTube was shorter is because that's how these things work. You know, as a journalist or as a creator, you cut out the things that you think that people won't find that interesting. And I thought, you know, if I make it short, people are going to watch it. People like watching